Hello YouTube, this is Time Itself. Today I've got a game of Domination on Skidrow for you. Skidrow, with all of the hard walls, the back ends of hallways and everything, is a map that just begs to have explosives used on it. At the same time, there isn't a really good spawn trap if you're trying to shut out another team. For that reason, communication becomes very important in making sure that you have enough people where they need to be to keep the other team off their points. It's unusual for me to run the same class for an entire game, but here I think I do it, and it is this silenced mini-Uzi with an AT4, Marathon Lightweight, and I think it's Commando right now. Marathon and Lightweight let me run around to the points when I need to get there, and then I have that AT4 to deliver a precision shot right onto the point when I need to. I don't have Scavenger on this class, so yes, I am planning on dying here. That's how I'm going to get more AT4 shots. I could run Scavenger on the AT4, but it does take a while to reload, and this is going to be a frantic game if we keep this shutout up. We want to keep them generally spawning at C. It's a lot easier to keep killing them as they come out and keep them off of the point. You see here, you just shoot out of the window, than if they were at A, because they'd probably manage to take A if they were spawning there for very long. And the first important part of communication is, somebody has to be watching C, and somebody has to be ready to shoot an AT4, throw a grenade, or an RPG, or a grenade, anything to get them off of the point. And they take a little bit to reload, so you have to call that out and say, I can't shoot that, you have to do it. And we work through it like that. And the second thing that we have to communicate to each other is who's watching back at A. Nobody can actually sit all the way back on A without pulling the spawn back and making it a lot harder on the people at C. But at the same time, if someone gets back there, especially a cold-blooded guy, or no one's in range to take a shot, somebody's going to have to say that, hey, someone needs to go back and watch A because they're getting back to it. Along the same lines, but more generally, we need to note to each other when someone does get behind us, an enemy, and one of us does kill him, so that the others don't come back looking for the same guy only to see a body on the ground. The characters normally say in games something like "Tango down," but if you hear that over the headset too, you can be sure that yes, it's okay, there's nobody behind us, and you can go back to dealing with the people at C. A lot of people really like to stand on the stairs on the A side, just above the tunnel that comes under the map. They'll use that little bit of difference in elevation to take some cover, and it's not a bad idea. But the thing to do is just to launch a noob tube if you're that cheap, or an AT4 or an RPG. It'll hit the back wall and kill the guy almost every time. And normally, after the second or third time, they'll figure out that they need to be in front of that dumpster, and it's not quite as effective for them. That sounds really obvious, but it's absolutely evil when you come around to the corner and fire that RPG or AT4 at the back wall, and they never understand why you did that, at least on your screen, and it's because someone said something, hey, there's a guy back there, and just turn the corner and jump over the mattress if you have to, and shoot it down the hallway. On your screen, it won't even look like you had any reason to think he was there. I finally got my sentry gun, so I'm going to call it in over by the little water tower. It tends to be the safest place as far as I've found. But then, where am I going to put it? We've got them stuck at C right now, so there are two pretty good options for me. The first is that blown out section of wall that looks back over the playground into the C building complex. That's a pretty good spot as long as they're not getting up. Really good if they're just camping back behind C in those buildings. The second pretty good option is that far alley on the side of the map of C. And just to put it back a little ways, and as they come up the stairs, they'll have to run straight at the turrets. Those generally be my two favorite places to put them on this map. Now, if they're stuck at A, I normally like to just drop it next to this water tower here. It's not quite as effective, but it works pretty well. Since they've been getting up into the B area, especially by those windows, I'm going to drop it on this little alley here. I'm not sure if that's quite the best place for it, but again, that's a pretty good spot. The announcer just says we're losing A, and so I come around with my AT4 Just nailed off the back wall. Pretty easy shot. Guy did a smart thing and tried to smoke the tunnel. Now, that probably doesn't stop someone using explosives, but it's still a pretty good idea. We need to send a guy both from the parking lot and from the tunnel if we really want to make sure that we keep them from taking that point quickly. You might have also noticed that my little mic indicator came on right after I killed the guy on A. I'm telling my teammates, don't worry about A, I just took care of it. That's important because they do need to get back to C and keep pushing them further back onto their spawn. Same thing right here. As I see he's laying down to look down the tunnel, I tell my team, don't worry about it, I've got it, it'll be over in a second. And just knife him in the back for an easy kill. And right about now, I get my sentry gun. I think it got me 6 kills. Not an amazing sentry gun, but really pretty good. As I noted earlier, we want to keep them spawning at C. So one thing that we really can't do is run back into the building complex up above and behind C. They'll start spawning in the parking lot at A. Here I'm thinking about it and realized, no, I can't do that. Just go back and wait for them to come to us. Like a lot of these shutouts, these guys should have gone cold-blooded when they realized that we were going to have UAV up the entire game and just pushing them into a spawn trap. And maybe try to get back into the parking lot, hide for a minute, and pull the spawn back over there, and then come back out of it as a group, retake A, and then push on to B as fast as possible. And you're not going to split a team between A and C for very long on this map. Anyway, there's the shutout, and thanks for watching.
Securing A. Tango down. A secure. Bravo secure. We've taken the lead. Throwing a stun grenade.
UAV recon standing by. Ready to jam enemy UAV. Predator missile ready for launch. Repeat, Predator missile.
UAV online. Enemy has C. Target down. Securing Charlie. Friendly Predator missile incoming.
UAV standing by. Repeat, counter UAV.
UAV online. Target down. All positions locked down. Hold your position. Counter UAV.